to In the Black, Living Your Dream. Once again, this is Aaron Smith, your financial coach. Thanks for once again tuning into our new podcast. This podcast is designed to help you increase your knowledge as it relates to money, to be better with understanding the rules and the strategies that are necessary to help you build the wealth that you desire for yourself and also for your family. Over the last couple of sessions, I've been speaking about the Family Financial Code of Conduct. Once again, that's the Family Financial Code of Conduct. I hope that you have something to write with, something to write on as we continue to share with you. There is a conduct that we all have, and we've had a conduct standard or rules that were put in place in our families since day one. For example, in my family, I've mentioned before, in my family, it was important that myself and my brothers, that we protected each other. My family, my parents required that we protect each other as we were going to school when we were much younger. It was also important that we got home at a certain time in the evening, actually before it got dark. That was a conduct. That was a rule that was in our house. That was a standard that was set by our family. And I am absolutely confident that in your family as well, you've had these type of rules that are required for you. But never in my family did we truly have what was called a Family Financial Code of Conduct. In other words, how do you conduct yourself as it relates to money? And because we didn't have that, we weren't always making the smartest financial decisions when it came to our money. I may have mentioned before also one of the podcasts that I've done just recently. I talked about the fact that I was a pretty decent college athlete or decent high school athlete, and my specialty was football. And one thing about football, many of you who have played the game, who have studied the game, who've coached the game would know that in the game of football, there's a rule, there's a code of conduct that you must follow. I can remember clearly going into college on scholarship to play football, and as I went to school on scholarship, one of the things that was required was that you had to be in top condition. You had to have your strength up. You had to make sure that you were effective in your stamina, and that was really one of the first rules that was required for every student athlete. You know, one of the things that we had at our school was called the Iron Man. That's right, the Iron Man Challenge. The Iron Man Challenge was that you had to be able to bench press, you had to be able to squat a certain amount of weight, and that certainly was based on your current weight that you had. And then you also had to, when you came into camp, you had to be able to run 1 3/4 miles in a certain amount of time. And if you were able to accomplish this, you were then deemed one of the Iron Men. That being said, that was a code of conduct as it relates to the game that a lot of us love, which was the game of football. Well, as I continue with our podcast, I want you to keep in mind, what is your financial code of conduct in your home? I have a document that I'm going to continue to coach from this evening. This is your financial roadmap for living life on purpose, this roadmap here. And as we go through these podcasts, I want to, as best I can, to educate and to share with you whether you are just starting to invest, just starting to plan financially, just starting to build wealth, or you've been doing it for many, many years and you want to protect the wealth that you have. This document right here is an important document that I want to help you be able to use to help coach you through how to continue to create and manage and protect the wealth that you have. Just a little bit of a recap. In our last segment, We spoke about goals. What are the goals that you are trying to accomplish? Whether it's sending your family or your kids to school, higher education, whether it's retirement, or even as simple as buying a brand new car or paying for a wedding, right? These are goals that you have, financial goals that you have that require money. I also stated that not only that you put this on paper, your goals, but also place with those goals the dates that you wish to accomplish those goals. Not only the date you wish to accomplish those goals, not only the goal itself, but also to be able to demonstrate my followers what is the actual cost of each goal that you have. What is the amount of dollars that it would cost for you to reach that goal? And we talked about that, and I'm going to talk about that more as we go along in our segments. But I'm going to move back. I'm going to step back just a little bit, if you will. As you are aware, money does not come with instructions. There is no instruction book that you can pick up and read, and it's going to tell you how to manage your personal finances. We're going to do the best we can in these segments that we provide for you. So we're going to step back for a moment. And I hope that once again that you have your pen and paper available. And we're going to talk about how you begin to create that financial code of conduct concept in your family. And why is it important for you to be knowledgeable in your personal finances so that you're able to create, if you will, you're able to create this family financial code of conduct. But let's step back for just a moment here, if you wish. One of the things that I find really important to understand as we start to talk about the money that we earn and spend and invest in or save on a daily, weekly, yearly basis is the question that is posed to you is, what's important about money to you? And this is actually in this document here. And if you'd like to have a copy of this document, if you make a note, send a note to me at my Facebook page. I'll get you out this document at no cost to you. But this financial roadmap, this document to you once again at no cost. One of the questions that I always pose when I'm sitting down and I'm coaching an individual or a family on their personal finances is simply the question is, what's important about money to you? Not what you want to do with your money, all right? But truly what's important about money to you. I'm going to go to the next segment. In our next segment as we go here, I'm going to talk about those things that generally that's important to us as it relates to our money. Not what we want to do with our money, but what's really truly important about money to us. So once again, I want you to tune into our next podcast. Once again, this is In the Black, Living Your Dream. I am your financial design coach, Aaron Smith. Stand by as we continue to go to the next segment. Also, I want to make a note here as well. It's important that as we go through these segments, if you have any personal questions or personal concerns, there are coaches, financial coaches that we have that can guide you, hold your hand, help you get to that goal that you're trying to accomplish. So once again, stay tuned for the next podcast.